This will be kind of quick, but the NRA, remember how we've talked about them taking money from other nations and stuff like that?
Yeah.
They had
like
that money that was being thrown around. In a new document, they have acknowledged that more than 20 Russian-linked contributors have given them money. So the sum it received from those people, they say, was over $2,500, and that was routine payments for membership dues or magazine subscriptions. And about 525 of that figure was from 2 individuals who made contributions to the NRA. However, I don't believe it's that little bit at all, because they don't actually have to show you any.
No, they don't. They don't. They absolutely don't. But the big question is, why the fuck are people overseas joining and paying membership to the NRA?
Why is Alexander Torshin?
Interesting question.
Why do they care about gun rights in America if they're living in Russia? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
It's almost like they're supporting an ideology that would allow power overseas.
Yeah.
It says here that the NRA acknowledged that Torshin, a Kremlin-linked politician, is a lifetime member of the NRA and has been since 2012. He has a paid membership dues, but has not made any contributions, it says here. Fuck you. You did not just magically come up with $30 million to give to Trump. You did not just fucking... It did not come out of anywhere. And why the fuck would a lobbying firm like the NRA want to pay a political person $30 million when... You would have made so much more fucking money if Clinton was president. The NRA would have been making so much fucking money right now. My God. That just tells me that it's a fucking money laundering operation. Hey, how about that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What does it say here? Based on Mr. Torshin's listing as specifically designated national as of April 6th, we are currently reviewing our responsibilities with respect to him, the lawyer from the NRA had written. Let's see. It's just there's a laundry list of shit going on here. I just wanted to make a quick little post about it because you guys need to know that it's gone from like we had one to like we've had a few. Now we've had over 20.
Yeah.
Because this says more than 20.
Okay, so back when I was woo-woo-y and believed in magic and everything, I had this intuition that something big was on the horizon. And I felt like there was this massive change coming, and I couldn't put my finger on it, and I didn't feel like it was good or bad. I didn't understand. Now I'm realizing, like thinking back on it, I was realizing that our world had changed massively through social media and the existence of these massive corporations and globalization. The background processing in my brain was like, the implications are huge. And I was right. I was fucking right. We are literally living in the cusp of this incredible and massive change in human society. And I am not going to join in those people who are like, social media is destroying our interaction. I actually don't think so. I think we're going to just...
I think it's delightful.
I actually think social media is going to adapt to the culture. So like, there's a bunch of people who are like, oh, we put our best selves out there, so everyone's depressed. I'm like, yeah, but then there's a bunch of us who realize that we can like use this as an active journal to discuss how we're not okay all the time.
Right.
And that's super validating for everyone who's not okay all the time. And that's really amazingly emotional.
It is. And this is a perfect time, an amazing time for everybody to do a little bit of self-evaluating on how they're using these social media platforms.
Exactly. And this is also a time where
this is not a time to run away from them. This
is the time when we actually get to finally fucking address the social powers that exist and how complicated these things are, and realizing that our votes fucking matter. And I was right. My intuition was it was woo-woo-y and magic-y, and I was like, I feel like there's some massive thing happening. But I wasn't the only one. I wasn't the only one who was like, there's something happening and I can't put my finger on it. And suddenly it's come to fruition because all the things have gone to shit. But the thing is that this gone to shit is also a reckoning.
Yeah.
It's a reckoning that's been long since due.
Yes.
We got to change the title of the show to "We Were Right."
We were fucking right.
Start time stamping and putting a date on all of our weird off the cuff predictions.
I'm calling it right now.
Calling it now.
We've been weirdly right about too much shit.
It's fucking creepy. That's what that is. And it shouldn't happen. That this is not cool. This is not right.
It's about it's people who are in touch with their emotions and also paying attention to the facts can put together the patterns.
I
I'm sorry. I think that's what it is.
Right. Because look,
we pay attention to feelings. Feelings matter.
I know.
And also we are fact based. And facts matter.
I know. You might almost say we're smart people. We figured this out.
I just think there might be a little bit of credence to the Isaac Asimov idea of psychohistory that he was talking about in his Foundation series. Sorry, super fucking nerdy. Somebody out there is going to appreciate it, but where they were able to predict what's going to happen, like with a pretty good level of like certainty, what's going to happen based on people's interaction over these extended times in the past where we can look at the shit.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing. We're looking at repeated past.
That's not even that far. That used to be like sci-fi. Not anymore.
Nope.
No, we're looking at microcosms of human emotions and interactions and patterns of behavior, and then expanding that to cultural context and going, these are things that can happen, and then they happen, and we're like, fuck, we told you. And this is why in the patron show I said, if you're feeling shame, please experience that shame and evaluate it and work through it, because otherwise I'm going to be making fun of you on the show, and I don't want to have to do that to you.
No, we will, and we'll have fun with it. And please, by all means, if you want to go ahead and go down that road, that's okay. We can use the content, but
address your shame now, because otherwise it's going to be ugly for all of us.
Right.
And I've learned, don't ever do the whole, boy, I wish my generation had this blank, happen to us, because I did that one time where I'm like, well, our generation doesn't have a Vietnam. It'd be interesting if we had our own Vietnam, and then
it's not. It is most definitely not interesting.
And then you say to yourself, well, you guys grew up with the Nixon thing that happened to you. It'd be interesting if we had some sort of Nixon-esque kind of thing happen in our country. And let me tell you, it's not.
You know what I'd really like? I'd really like for us to talk about movies.
That would be good.
Talk about.
I want if that were the most important thing in the world right now, that would thrill me.
Love my entire world. If I could just evaluate the microcosms of culture and evaluating the simple things that are problematic. Yes, and I'm using that word, but problematic in a sense that we're addressing those problems and then slowly working through them, and in a discussion kind of sense. And then we're evaluating art as art reflects the culture and art informs the culture. But these simple, tiny dichotomies. Instead, we're dealing with massive, detrimental psychological issues that are both internal and external and cultural. And it's just getting weird and frustrating. And I feel like we called it all the time.
Tired of looking at the dumpster fire. I'm tired of looking at it.
I would love to be nitpicking our culture. That's what I want to be doing. I want to be nitpicking our culture for the stupidest little shit. And
I'd love to be absolutely pedantic and bitching about the Arc Park and shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I miss scrolling through my newsfeed and being bored.
Yeah. Instead of just like, oh fuck. Oh,
yeah,
God.
I never had a needing to be on top of news as much as I've had with this presidency. I wish I could go back to the days where I can look at other subreddits besides politics.
Well, or at the very least, where you could do, like a weekly roundup. Okay, what happened this week? Okay.
Yeah, you know what I used to do for show notes? I used to go to Raw Story and just find like 4 stories that were interesting, and then go to a subreddit of atheism and on Reddit and be like, okay, well, there's a couple of neat stories there. Nope, don't get to do that anymore.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Don't get to go to Pathos and just find all sorts of crazy shit that Ken Ham has done this week, or Kim Davis. I
would love if we could go back to evaluating art and what its implications are, and like dismantling the patriarchy bit by bit. Like that would be great.
No, instead, we're stuck talking about how Russians are laundering money for the NRA to elect presidents and shit. It's just sad and depressing.
Is so fucked up.
And nothing's changing.
I want to talk about the problematic parts of Fury Road, because there are, and I love that movie. It's my second favorite movie of all time, and I want to talk about those problematic parts. And I want to discuss those things that I love.
Now that you brought up the qualifier of second, you have to let people know what your first is. That's how that works.
Moulin Rouge, always.
Oh, okay. And
yes, it's problematic too. I know.